Hi, welcome to my presentation on my species assignment. Firstly, I'm going to start by showing you a menu which is located in my species assignment folder. So I'm going to click enter here. Sorry, 1 second. And this is my menu, which is laid out in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 being record new species, 2 remove existing species, 3 search for species, and 4 email species. 5 is our option to quit. So we're going to start with number 1. So this gives me a greeting saying you chose to add new recording of a species. Would you like to continue with add species? Yes, Y if you want to, and no if you don't. I press Y here, just in case I made a mistake. It gives me another question saying, are you happy with your answer? So I'm going to say yes again. So firstly, I'm going to make a mistake by writing in frog in capital letters, which it won't let me do. If I put in any numbers here, it should give me a mistake as well. So let me just put this in small letters there. Perfect. So I also have to enter my error code. So I'll put a space there. No, we'll go back, and if I put lowercase letters or anything like this, it should come up with an error. If I do this, it should also come up as an error. This is a valid one as far as I know. No, it has to be all capital letters. And that's been added successfully. With the date, I have it day, month, and year. So if I wanted to do the 40th of the 9th, 2009, it shouldn't let me because there isn't 40 days in September. So that has given me a error there. If I do 30-09 dash, it should give me an error, which it does. And we'll go 30-09 2009. Perfect. So that's been added successfully. If I want to, I'll write my own email because to show you that I can send. Putting it in all caps here now. Email.com. That should give me an error, which it does. So I can write it in smaller letters, and it should be valid. And it's been added there. It also gives me an option, would you like to add another species? And it runs through this again. I'm going to say no. Well, I'm going to say yes just to do it. So let's just say goat. That is wrong because there's a capital in there. Goat. 865. Let's write this time. Date of recording, I'll go 909-2008. Perfect. 20472 mail.wit.ie, which is another type of email address that can be added, and that has been added just here. So the next part of my menu is number 2, which I'm going to click here. It also gives me, would you like to go into this option? So I press yes. Ask me again if I'm sure. I press yes. Would you like to view full species list? I'm going to say no for now. And it said was that a yes or a no? Just making sure you're happy with your answer. So I'm going to say no, which is my answer. And then it'll tell me to continue. Would you like to delete the last species entered? I can't remember what that was, but if I had looked at the last species from the last thing, I would have been able to see. I'm going to say no for now. And ask me again, am I sure? I say no. Would I like to find a species? I'm going to write frog, which I put in earlier, which I have found on 3 lines. And I'm going to say Would you like to delete all matching results? I'm going to say yes. It asks me, am I sure? And I say yes. Would you like to just delete a specific line? I'm going to say no. That was a no again. Would you like to delete all species from the file? I'm going to say no for now, and I will come back to this one in a little while. So we're back out here, and I'm going to press 3 for search. Would you like to continue with this menu? Yes. So I'm going to search for a species, and I'm going to search for goat. So goat is turned up twice. It asks me would I like to see the full file and see where goat appears. So I'm going to say yes. And as you can see here, it is highlighted on line 2 and line 4. And so that's that. I'm going to move on to email, which is number 4. Would you like to continue with email? So I'm going to say yes. And then it gives me a list of emails that I can potentially email here. Would you like to email all recipients? Yes or no? I'm going to say yes for now and yes. It asks me would I like to CC anybody, and I'm not going to CC anybody at the moment, so I'm just going to press enter. Subject, I'm going to say hello. How are you? And then I control D as I have instructed in the above sentence there. I press enter and then I control D, and that has sent successfully. So I'm going to show you that that has actually worked. If I refresh here in my emails, it should come in. I have hello, how are you? That is in my Sophia email, and this is in my student email here. So I have one of each that just came in there. So I'm going to continue on now. So would you like to send an email with pre-recorded species details attached? And I'm going to say yes. So are you sure? And I'm going to say yes again. Enter email address you'd like to send to. So I'm going to send it to my normal email. gmail.com. And that email has been sent. So I'm going to show you that there now. So that's this email here. It should come in. Bear with me 1 second there now. And it has. So if I come in here, I have a pre-recorded species list. And in here should have my 3 things listed inside. So I'm going to go back to where I was, if I can get out of there, and back to my main emails to show you the next part. Okay, so would you like to create your own personal message without pre-programmed? So I'm going to say yes to this, and I am sure. What subject would I like to say? Test this works. I'm not going to send it to anybody. So I'm going to press enter. Hello again. Okay, and then I control D, and that should have sent to that email again. So 1 second there now. And it's there. Test this works again. So that is my email working for the 3 different types. I also have the option to exit, which is 5. So that should exit and bring me back to not being in the folder. But I'm going to go back in and show you the delete all function. So let me just go in there now. So would you like to continue to remove species? Yes, I would. Yes. So would you like to view? I'm going to view it this time. And I'm sure I want to view it. Would you like to delete the last species? I'm going to say no. And was that a yes? I'm going to say no. Please search for any species. I'm going to do lion just to show you that it comes up on line 3. Would you like to delete? No. No. Would you like to delete a species line? No. No. Would you like to delete all species from the file? I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say yes. Okay, so if I search there now for my species, would you like to search, continue? I'm going to put in goat, I should get no response there. Would you like to see where it comes up? I press yes, and as you can see, I have deleted everything but the first line in that text. That concludes my video, and hope you liked it. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.